In Part 2, we expose the science of ancient astronomers. The law of Hermes Trismegistus. As above so below. Brought to consider the sun as the material counterpart of God. Jesus is much more than an inspiring historical figure. He represents the meaning itself of mankind life and evolution. No surprise that the same symbols we can find along his life mark the sun path throughout the ages. All the starry symbols roll out from the gospel devoid of details.
She wrapped him in a blanket and laid him in a manger, because there was no room in the hostel.
Mary and Joseph witnessed that the story we're going to tell can't be confined in the hostel we're used to live in. It develops in a much higher place. In Jewish, Bethlehem literally means house of bread. In astrology, the word house indicates one of the 12 zodiacal signs and corresponding ages. Bethlehem can be put in relation with Bethsaida, the house of fish. This is the name of the place where Saint Peter lived and met Jesus. The two houses of fish and bread respectively refer to the ongoing age of Pisces, which is next to elapse, and to the age of Virgo, started 13,000 years ago. Years ago, while the vernal point was in Virgo, the winter solstice point coincided with the celestial cross, the intersection between the ecliptic and the galactic equator, present between the constellations of Taurus and Gemini. In ancient cultures, the celestial cross represented the precessional 0 point, the origin of the 12 equal segments that define the boundaries of the astrological ages. The ages are the hour of the immense precessional clock that has the entire zodiac as its dial, and the vernal point as its hand. The Christian Nativity points out to an ancient event dating back to the age of Virgo that can be identified as the origin of our time. Maybe a dramatic upheaval that gave the planet its actual placement and orientation. Since that event, time flew regularly, age after age. In our vision, Holy Mary, able to protect and look after her baby, is Mother Earth, that enables and follow the sun movement and growth. Thanks to the precessional rotation, the Earth forces the baby sun to move along the ecliptic, just like a loving mother carrying her baby in her arms. The precessional rotation drove the baby sun towards the constellation of Lion. Here, in the age of Leo, 11,000 years ago, the sun overlapped the Lion brightest star, Regulus, whose Latin name means Little King. 2,000 years later, in the age of Cancer, the baby sun reached a dense cluster of stars called Praesepe, a word that, in Latin, means manger. The title of Baby King and the manger are geographic references of the starry sky that came in alignment with the vernal point in the first astrological ages. The Gospel refers that Jesus was laid in a manger soon after his birth. Nevertheless, in order to move from Bethlehem to the Praesepe, the vernal point took almost 4,000 years. The blanket that hid the child's features, on the other hand, represent the white sunlight, so bright that it doesn't allow anyone to stare directly at the sun. Jesus entered the city of Jerusalem for the first time when he was 12 solar years, correspond exactly to 4,520 terrestrial years. The time it took the Sun Kid to move from the Virgo to the age of Gemini. The Gemini sign has an etymological connection with the city of Jerusalem. Jerusalem, in Jewish, Yerushalayim, recalls the name of the Canaanian god, Shalem, twin of Shehar. The 3 days passed in the temple, away from his family's love, are for the young Jesus, the very first initiation. On the other hand, Jerusalem Gemini is the sign of the cross, where he will die and be reborn. Once an adult, that is, as a summer solstice. The ancient Persians identified 4 royal stars in the 4 corners of the sky. The already mentioned Regulus in the constellation of Leo, Aldebaran in the constellation of Taurus, Fomalhaut in the constellation of Austral Fish at the foot of Aquarius, and Antares in the constellation of Scorpio. Due to their extreme brightness and their position close to the ecliptic, every night it is possible to see 1 or 2 of these stars from any point of the globe. The coordinated movements of these 4 stars on the celestial dome seem to drive the rotation of the entire sky. All the other stars are induced to follow them, like sheeps following their shepherd. The 4 royal stars are the shepherds of the gospel. Due to the processional rotation, each of them had at least one opportunity along the centuries to get closer to the Sun Kid and pay homage to him. Since every year the sun returns to be a child, in occasion of the spring equinox, the homage of the shepherds is destined to last forever, until the very end of times.